Hey, what's going on, everybody? Isaac here. Man, I had an incredible night last night. I went to a concert with my wife, the Summer of '99 tour featuring Creed, Three Doors Down, and Finger 11. Man, all three bands were just great. Finger 11 kicked off the night. If you don't know them off the top of your head, look up the songs One Thing. It's a great acoustic ballad type, and their song Paralyzer. They're probably their two biggest hits. You might remember those songs, but man, Three Doors Down and Creed were just phenomenal. Uh, I turned 13 years old in August of 1999. So these two bands, Creed, Three Doors Down, they were on the radio constantly during that time frame. Very formative years for myself, and at that age, formative for a lot of people. So this was the first time that I'd seen both of these bands live, and they certainly did not disappoint. I saw them outdoor amphitheater in Bristol, Virginia. I think it's like the largest outdoor amphitheater on the East Coast, and it was a sold out crowd. So there was like 20,000 people there. These outdoor amphitheaters, they have seats and stuff, like stadium seating up near the stage, and just a lawn of grass. And that's where I was. It's a nice place to watch concerts. It's just packed with thousands of people singing along to these songs of our youth. Three Doors Down, man, played all their hits. The guy's voice is still great. And, something that stuck out in their concert, I even bought their shirt. They had an American flag on the right-hand side of the stage for their whole performance. And before they played their hit song, Away from the Sun, their singer, I believe his name is Brad, spoke to the crowd, and he's like, I don't usually say much during these shows. I just like to come up here and play our songs and have a good time, but I want to say one of the most important things that I could ever say to you all. And he shared the love of Jesus, and he brought up the Apostle John, and how he was the one that Jesus loved according to the Bible. And he had the whole crowd just say, I am the one that Jesus loves. And I just thought that was fantastic to see, multi-platinum selling artist up there proclaiming the love of Jesus Christ to like 20,000 people. And of course, they played their hit songs. Take a look, a little, amateur concert video here for Three Doors Down. I watched the world from the top side of the moon. After all I knew, it had to be something to you. I really don't mind what happens now with me, as long as you'll be my friend at the end. Come on, if I could pay you still call me Superman. If I'm alive, well, you said I'll hold you right. I'll be there by my side when I'm superhuman. I ain't kryptonite. All right, there you have it. Three Doors Down, phenomenal. I'm going to be listening to them a lot in the near future, out on walks and driving into town. Crank up some Three Doors Down. They really are a phenomenal band. Southern boys from Mississippi. Seem to have good conservative values. They did have one song some years back that was it's called Citizen Soldier, dedicated to the National Guard. They didn't play that at the concert, but it was one of their singles. Probably the only big single they didn't play during the show there. But they tribute to the military. They've played at presidential inaugurations for George Bush and Donald Trump in the past. So good bunch of dudes, and I'm proud to support them and get the nice American flag type shirt. So now on to Creed. I unfortunately missed the very beginning of their concert, but they opened up with Bullets from their album Weathered. I had to pee, and there was a ridiculously long line for the bathrooms. I've never seen such a long line of dudes wanting to take a piss. But, with 20,000 people there, 1,000 people waiting in line to take a pee, it's actually kind of a small percentage, but that's a lot of pee-pee. So I had to wait for a really long time. So I did miss them come out on stage, but I could hear the song and got back to my wife in our seats for the remainder of that song. And man, Creed just sounded phenomenal. And Creed's one of those bands that has gotten a ton of hate over the years, and I don't really know why. I always liked them, even when they were super popular, back in the early 2000s when I was a young teenager. Their guitar player, Mark Tremonti, is just tremendous, and I've always liked Scott Stapp's voice. And they played all their hit songs. It's hard to say that Creed has any deep cuts just because of how many albums they sold back in the day. But they played this song, Say I, from their album Human Clay, which, wasn't really a hit single. But I'm super glad they played that song. I really love that from that album. Yeah, as I said, that's hard to say it's a deep cut or anything because that album sold like 10, 12 million copies. But they certainly played their mega hits. Scott Stapp even brought out his young son on stage right before they played with Arms Wide Open, which we'll see a clip of that here. So that song, man, that was on the radio all the time when I was really getting into music in the 7th grade there in fall of '99 and into 2000, when these bands were just hugely popular. And it's kind of interesting that I'm now kind of old enough for these nostalgia acts of my youth. It's kind of hitting hard a little, but guys, if you have a chance to go see this tour with Creed and Three Doors Down, please don't miss it. It was phenomenal. The bands sound great. Scott Stapp from Creed he was an incredible vocalist, frontman, engaging the crowd, giving introductions to almost every one of his songs, like talking about where he was in life, like not like the town he was in, like where his mind was and at that point in time, and how the meanings of his lyrics have evolved over time to as his life has progressed, like things from the song My Own Prison. He gives a great intro and talk through that, and for the song One, both of their songs from their first album. And it was just a really incredible time. I'm so glad I went with my wife, and I'm actually pretty disappointed that I didn't bring my 2 boys to that show. So if you got some kids and want to bring them to a concert, I would recommend this. So sometimes there's bands I want to see I would not bring my young son to. People are you know, foul mouthed and all that stuff, but none of Three Doors Down, Creed, the Finger 11 as well. No profanity from the stage. Of course, you know, you can't control what people in the crowd do and say, but you know, the role models up there. Highly recommend it. Taking your kids to see them. I may even do that on the second leg of the tour this fall. So, guys, hope you enjoyed this little spiel on concert I went to. Definitely different than my other videos. And let's close it out here with another clip from Creed. And we'll see you on the next video.
Let's go! Come on, let's go! Come on!